being married for 12 years and experiencing the friendship that me and my wife has, it's a learning process. It never stops. Our marriage grows. You know, people think that when you get married, it just tapers off and you're in a love stage forever. It's not really that way. You're gonna go up and down, and you're gonna go higher. You're gonna feel better one year. God's gonna be with you. Then something could come in and happen. But the main thing is you gotta be committed to the person that you married to, because hey, what's up, Tribe? It's Neil.
And Diamond.
And this is the Heaven Tribe Podcast. This is a Christian podcast where we encourage people to build a stronger and more personal relationship with God.
Remember, if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe so you can see more content like this. And this is part 8.
Part 8.
Part 8, y'all. There's more to come. Part 8 of our Commitment in Marriage series, where we discuss 7 scriptures from my husband's book, Was Marriage Right for Me? And we give an in-depth teaching about it, but then we also share our experience from a little bit from his book.
Yep.
So today we're talking about chapter 3, Married Friends with Benefits.
Married Friends with Benefits,
Ooh.
chapter 3.
Okay, Neil, so in your book, Was Marriage Right for Me? One of the questions that I had while reading it was, why do you feel that being married is related to being friends with benefits?
I'm glad you asked that. So being married, friends with benefits simply means to have a partner that you really are just friends. It's important to not only be married to somebody, but to have a genuine friendship with them, because when things come up, you want a friend in your corner. You want somebody that you can rely on, that will give you their perspective on a friendship level, not just being married. I mean, of course, as your union grows, you're going to become friends. But prior to being married, me and my wife was friends for 2 years. So the benefits of having friendship in your marriage is it can be a lot of things. Financial benefits, like having more money. With 2 people having jobs, you're going to have more money. Okay, so you also have, for me, a mental benefit, meaning I'm at peace. I'm with the person that I love. She's my friend. We gonna ride or die. It's just a stronger connection, and it's a mental boost to your morale. When things aren't going right, you still got your friend on your side. So, and many other benefits. We all know the bed benefit, but it's just a lot of things that come with being married that you won't experience just being married, but being friends first.
All right, so you talked about that you and me, your wife, were friends for 2 years before we got married.
Right.
Why do you think that was important for our relationship in order to become married?
Well, I think that in order for you to truly know a person, you have to be friends with them for a while to really see who they are. When you're dating somebody, you're going to get that best foot forward always in the beginning of a relationship. But if you're friends, there's certain things that friends talk about that you won't talk about with somebody that you're pursuing to be in a relationship with. So the 2 years prior to me being married to my wife, I got to see her bad, her good, her ugly. And even seeing that, I saw her true self. And that was enough for me to make the decision to keep pursuing who she was, because she genuinely was a good person, and us being friends and me even being able to share some things that I wouldn't be able to share with somebody that I wanted to pursue in a relationship really opened me up to another type of relationship that we developed prior to marriage, which was our friendship.
So how would you define the difference between a friendship and pursuing someone?
So again, like when you're pursuing somebody, I'ma always come fresh with a fresh outfit. I'm gonna make sure I got money in my pocket at all times. It's some outward appearances that I want to be shown so that you be more attracted to me. If you're just my friend, I don't care how I look when I come around, because we just kicking it. It's like it's a different mentality knowing that we are just friends. We're not necessarily, yeah, we like each other, but we're still just learning about each other. So that's the difference.
It's a more comfortable space created versus
Yeah.
trying to put on a front.
Hey, I can fart around you if I want to. You my
Whoa.
friend, you know?
Whoa. We're not going to talk about that because that was a thing. Okay?
Yeah, that's a fact.
So you wrap your book up with the scripture, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor.
Right.
For if they fall, one will lift up his companion.
Right.
But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him. That's
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 4, 9 through 10.
10, yeah.
Why is it important to say married friends with benefits relate to that scripture? Two are better than one.
Well, that scripture really related to the whole chapter that I talked about in my book when I talked about having companionship and having friendship and it being a blessing and a benefit to you and to your personal health, your finances. I mean, all around, it's just going to make you better. When two people are gathered, God is in the midst. When you pray, when you're together, He's just in your union. So it made sense to put that scripture in there. And it also talked about at the end, don't be alone. You know, I really don't feel ever in my life since I've been married that I'm alone in any situation. I can always draw back to my wife. I can always talk to my wife. I can communicate with her. If I'm feeling a certain kind of way, I'm able to freely go to a person, not worrying about how she gonna think about it or how would they feel about it if I do that, or contemplating like the things that I'm talking about. But I'm going to be open and honest and feel comfortable as a benefit to have that companion. So that's really why I chose that scripture, and it really says a lot about, you know, how God feels about marriage, because, you know, when we talk about being committed to somebody, it takes a commitment to be in a relationship with somebody, listen to what they're saying, and actually act on it or try to support them and help them, depending on what you're going through. So that scripture just really stood out to me when I put that in the book.
Okay. Well, those are all the questions that I have. Anything else you want to leave the people with? Any gems or nuggets?
Well, I will say this as well. Being married for 12 years and experiencing the friendship that me and my wife has, it's a learning process. It never stops. Our marriage grows. You know, people think that when you get married, it just tapers off and you're in a love stage forever. It's not really that way. You're going to go up and down, and you're going to go higher. You're going to feel better one year. God's going to be with you. Then something could come in and happen. But the main thing is you got to be committed to the person that you're married to, because everything out here isn't for everybody. You know, it's going to be people that come in your life that might not really be for your marriage, but you got to make sure that you are committed mentally, emotionally in that marriage and in that person, because it's really going to benefit you, and God's going to find favor when you do that. You know, a man that found as a wife find his favor. So you really got to stick it out with your wife, or women, stick it out with your husband, believe and trust in God, and just have a commitment, because marriage is a commitment. That's all I want to say.
All right. Thank you for tuning in.
Tune in to the next episode. My wife going to be sharing some her opinion about this topic, so make sure y'all stay tuned in.